Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another 15, 20 minutes of your time here on Joe Oriani's podcast. My name is Joe Oriani, your on and only host, who is not ever going to be politically correct because I'm too old to give a damn. Anyway, I haven't done this in a week because I've been actually very busy. For retired people, you just don't have the time to do anything between doctors and other places you have to be. It's just impossible. So I try my best to do what I can. Anyway, I was at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa the weekend before. I didn't do too bad. The only thing wrong with the Hard Rock Casino, I had comp rooms, which was okay. But by 5 o'clock, all the tables went up to $50, $100, like, that was a Saturday night, I'm sorry, it was packed. So Sunday, I went back out and then played early and went and played 1-2 no limit. I didn't do too bad, thought it was 300, wound up leaving that with 700. So I'm almost $700 in my pocket, which is better than nothing. And that's the way I like it, it's better than nothing. Now, last weekend was the Super Bowl. There's a lot of conspiratory nuts running around who think the fixer was in for Kansas City. I cannot believe at all that the 49ers chose to receive the ball first on overtime. Nobody can believe that. What is wrong with them people? Yay, that was a bad call. They're saying they didn't know the overtime rules. Well, you know what? You're a football player. Study the rules. You had all year to look at them, see how it's gonna go. I'm happy for Taylor Swift and her boyfriend Kelsey. Well, wish them luck, whatever they do. Now, with that all being said, I'm gonna tell you this. I did not like the way Kelsey treated his coach, though they say it's no big deal. I thought it was, so not the way to act. But they won, and I guess that's the important thing, is I knew they would. I predicted that last. Speaking of predictions, I have to tell you, on this podcast, over the course of months, I have made some serious predictions, and unfortunately, a lot of them are coming true. And I don't like it. Anyway, as I was saying before, I was really interrupted by my phone. I have had a lot of predictions that I made on this thing, and unfortunately, correct. I mean, things have come out over the last week. I like Nikki Haley for president. Sorry, all you Trump fans, but as things get worse and worse and worse, Trump is getting worse and worse along with Biden, you know? The both of them need to have their head examined. Trump is over there wondering where Nikki Haley's husband is. And says, oh, look, a husband ain't here, look, a husband ain't here. Well, you know what? He's in the military, and you know that, Trump. What's wrong with you? And then Trump says the other day, if NATO doesn't pay their fair share, he'll urge Russia to do it to help the countries. There's really something seriously wrong with that sentence. And there was an article on how the Republicans are so afraid of Donald Trump. Well, they've always been crybabies, now they're afraid, so you know. And let's talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden comes out with a report from his own Department of Justice saying that he is an old man, a sympathetic old man who has great problems remembering things. Okay, we all do at a certain age, but then they wanted to explain that if he was tried, he was guilty, but if he was tried by a jury for the document case, they would feel sorry for him. Well, if he's that bad that he can't stand trial for something he did, what's he doing as president? I'm telling you now, he is not gonna be the nominee for the Democrats. And I hope to God it ain't any from California either. I mean, things are just so weird. There's probably one election I'll probably vote for Mickey Mouse. And I've never done that. Mickey Mouse for myself. I'm just gonna do a write-in, or none of the above, if Haley isn't on it. But we shall see how she does in South Carolina soon. Trump really does need to sit examined. There are talks about maybe the governor of Texas being his Trump's vice president, which may be a good thing because he knows how the border works. The border's a disaster, folks, and I'm sorry, as much as Biden says he did everything he could do, he is lying to us. He disassembled 19 19, count them, 19 items that Trump had done to save the border. 19. Hey, I can't get over that. You know, put back Title 42, put stay in Mexico. These people didn't get their shots. Right now, the schools are being overrun. Cities are being overrun. All these sanctuary cities want it so bad. Now you got them. If they followed the law, it'd be fine. Even if Biden followed the law, which it makes it different. Why is he exempt from following the law? Well, we have to follow laws. The law says you leave them at the border. So, which that means Mayorkas, who got impeached yesterday, he ain't leaving anyway, so Senate's just gonna kind of let that fly by. And then it comes out that Biden has these brain issues, and he comes out at 7:45 at night. 7:45 at night, impromptu press conference. He gets up there and he's saying how good he is. And then he takes some questions. Now, he was okay with some of them answers until he was walking off stage and decided to answer another one about Israel and Egypt. He called the president of Egypt the president of Mexico. So it's kind of funny because he came out the other day or last night and said, I'm here to make a statement, bash Trump, I don't want no questions. We'll get him later. But he's not gonna be out there. He's gone for 2 days. He takes 4 days off a week practically. And they say he's got so much energy, he won't take the cognitive test. So I think personally, this is gonna be the worst election in the world. No matter who the hell wins. I'm sitting here dreading it. But you know what, I always figured that World War III is gonna break out sometime in the next 20 years anyway. So I'll hopefully be dead and buried by then. Well, my ashes gone, whichever way I'm gonna go. Now, you got problems in the Pacific with China. And Biden administration can do nothing. The Senate last night passed a bill to help with Taiwan, Israel, and Ukraine. But here again, the Republicans who want something for their borders, and I understand that. Don't understand that Ukraine is fighting Russia. Russia wins, NATO's gonna have a big problem. They want the border in it. The border should be a standalone issue. Do it. As a matter of fact, all this should be standalone issues. They have another bill coming up to fund the government in March. Are they working on it? No. They're doing nothing. Why isn't that bill done and sent to the Senate? And I don't understand the politicians these days. Are they lazy, dead inefficient? I mean, I know there's only a one, right now, as of today, there's only a one delegate lead by the Republicans in Congress, but do it anyway. Get the stuff done. If you need Democrats to help, get the stuff done. I'm just really, anyway. And then Taylor Swift supposedly got Kanye West kicked out of the Super Bowl because he was trying to get into a suite right in front of her. And them two go at it all the time anyway. Anyway, Robert Wagner celebrated his 94th birthday. So that's cool. And gangs arrested for machete attacks that left 8 dead in a tourist hotspot. That was Cancun. Cancun is very dangerous. So, you know, you need to be careful if you go there and visit. I would recommend not going on a ship May 4th, but we're not getting off of Cancun. I don't think we're getting off the ship anyway. It's only a 5-day cruise. I went fishing, by the way, speaking of cruises, I went fishing, and I know I'm all over the place, but that's normal for me. I went deep sea fishing out of Clearwater on the Queen's Fleet the other day. The crew is absolutely fantastic. They've been teaching me how to do things with my rod. I caught like 25 fish. But when I came home, I had terrible windburn on my face. As you can see, the blisters are still there. So when you go out in the water, please be careful. the weather in Florida, even though it's 75 degrees, that wind will get to you out on the ocean. 8 hours is a long time. Anyway, what else do we have in the news today? Oh, yeah, well. Impeachment inquiry heats up after bombshell testimony of ex-Hunter Biden associate, saying that he met with Joe Biden personally and that it was to sell the brand. And of course, in the news, you also got Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It should be Princess Harry and Meghan Markle under fire for using royal titles. I don't think they have royal titles anymore. So, that's the way it is. And as far as Ukraine, I just read this real quick. It says, I haven't voted for a dime for Ukraine. I will start now. I have no problem with Ukraine, but please put in a stipulation that we find out where the hell the money's going. That would be good. That way, anything else is new. People are getting killed, police are getting killed. The state governor sends troops to Texas to help the border because police sergeant killed during an attempt to serve a trespass warning. This is all the news I'm looking at. FBI fears migrant gangs teaming up with MS-13 killers to plant roots in the United States. All the news that's fit to print. So, I don't know what's going on with this world. But like I said, I'm so glad I won't be around to see it. It's a shame what's happening in this country. Because of all these, I wouldn't even say snowflakes, I'd just say flakes. They're just unbelievable. So with that, let's see what else we got on another update on the news. I know I'm reading the news to you, but it's a lot more fun this way. Okay. The STEM snatch Santos seat. That Congressman Santos, who was the weirdo in New York that they threw out of Congress, he lost his seat to a Democrat. But that's not surprising. New York is a Democratic state. And of course, here's another good story. 1 dead, several injured after car crashes into ER at Austin Hospital. Imagine being in the emergency room, and I see the picture of a lady holding the son, and all of a sudden, boom, the car comes through. I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. And of course, Haley calls Trump unhinged, which I actually probably agree. And he's got a problem. And then there's a report that Donald Trump is using the RNC funds to pay for his legal fees. Now, Donald, if that's true, that's not very nice. You're not gonna get people elected if they don't have any money. And then here, people say Biden had the worst week, then the Don made him look competent. Gee. And of course, RFK Jr., we can't not forget him. He had an ad on a Super Bowl. I thought it was a catchy ad. And he apologized to his family because it was like a 1960s ad. I liked it. Sometimes he apologized for it. Just leave it alone. And here you go. British Army deploys troops to the Middle East. 186 American injured or killed since October in the Middle East. I think it's time to say to Iran, let's make you a parking lot. I think that'd be really good. And of course, Biden now is backing out, helping Israel, the two-faced little bastard. I agree that they should be watching out for civilians. Look at these tunnels these people built with all the money, and then they have in this bill that I just talked about with the money for Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan, they have like $8 million or $18 million for Hamas. What are you, nuts? For the Palestinians? No. They built better tunnels than some people have houses. That is unbelievable. Now, that is great. What else we got? That's about it for today. Oh, Biden. I love this. Sharpens attacks on profit gouging. Dining out, now a luxury. You know what? He's calling it Shrikonomics. we all know that because of the price of goods that he's caused by not having a gas drilling and causing transportation problems and the economy and spending all that money, inflation is up. It went up 3.7% last month. It's not coming down, Joseph. So what the hell's wrong with you saying it's coming down? No, it's up like 17% since he took office. That's crazy, 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 crazy. And then he says the packages are getting small. Now, we know there's a lot of air in a package of potato chips. We know, like my ring days got smaller since the day they got them. That was many, many years ago. That's expected. Prices will go up, the package gets smaller. But companies need to make money. One California Democrat the other day in a debate said, let's make the minimum wage $50 an hour. Okay. Let's dissect that for a moment. $50 an hour at McDonald's. Why work anywhere else? I would move to California as much as I hate that state. Doesn't make $50 an hour flipping a burger, it's a piece of cake. Or a Burger King, just put it on the grill, wrapping it up, put some tomatoes or pickles. No big deal, $50 an hour, that's a good deal. So somebody figured out the other day, if you have a husband and a wife working at $50 an hour, that's $200,000 a year in income. Now I have to ask you, the person owning that Burger King or that McDonald's or that restaurant or that small business is paying $50 an hour. What do they do with their prices? Now you're gonna pay $40 or $45 for a hamburger. They couldn't even afford to stay in business. It's impossible. So I don't understand where these weirdos in California come up with this stuff. Imagine you're paying $45 for a hamburger, it's bad enough. In Connecticut, it was $18, and I told you that last year. $50. That is absolutely crazy. And half the Republicans believe California is not even American, which I can understand. $50. Oh. Okay. That's about all I got for today. And I hope everybody has a nice week. I'm not sure when I'm coming back on. During the summer, I will be traveling up to New Jersey and then Erie, Pennsylvania, back down, then going to Las Vegas, then going to Denver, and then back home for the month of August, definitely. But anyway, and I will try to keep my computer with me if I can get any kind of service and see how it goes and give you an update on it and talk about how the world's falling apart. On the good side of the news today, I do have something to say. It's sunny out all day. That is it. Okay, everybody, remember, if you are not laughing, you are not living. And I mean that sincerely. I like to joke. I like to have fun when I'm out. The people on the boat love having me there because they said I'm funny. Nothing bothers me. I make fun of everything. And, you know, that's the way it goes. So anyway, everybody have a good time. You have any comments you want to leave, please leave it at Joe Oriani podcast@yahoo.com. I'm working on my website. I have it, but they're not letting me do anything much with it until I paid them $144. So until I get that, I'm kind of stuck. But that'll probably be the first not next month, April. Anyway, everybody have fun, and I will see you all soon. I'm going to Disney Hollywood Studios tomorrow, and hopefully my hip will let me.
You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. I just wanna be there when you're lonely and you scared, finding yourself in a place that is nowhere, and everything piling up ready to hit the fan. and the outcome's about to be real bad. Look, I know how it feels. I got a lot of questions, and to a lot of them I still haven't found the answers. They say read between the lines, I even read it backwards. Then you're still confused and emotions are massive. But you figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. It ain't never gon' stop. This is how the journey goes. This just gon' be another survival kit. I got some knowledge, I'm just giving you a bit. Something you can listen to even if you're lit. A message in the bottle, well, this is it. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You figure it out as you go. There gon' be a lot of ups and downs on the road. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes. You gon' have to swerve to avoid all the holes.